Why I stopped making friends? Well, it's easy. I'm not even gonna make it complicated. So it all started with what opened up my mind about this is when I started living with my friends after I moved out on my own. So I started living with my friends. I asked a friend if I could live with them just until I could find some work. Then I was going to find my own place, right? It's not even like I hate these friends actually. I actually do love them and I can't even cut them off. Like I didn't even cut them off, or I can't even cut them off. Right now I only cut off people that I don't have like a long history with. Those I would cut you off instantly. Hiya! So these people are still very dear to me. I can't cut them off in spite of what I found out. The time when they actually changed me, like when it comes to friendships with people. Yeah, so I was living with my friends, and then I was living with just four friends, and we were the five of us. Sometimes we were the four of us, sometimes we were the five of us, right? Like, trust me, living with these guys was so cool. They were cool people, beautiful people, golden hearted people. I'm not going to say they were bad people at all. No, they were golden hearted people. Even now, they're good people. Not only because they helped me out, but honestly speaking, these guys are good people. Okay, so one of the people I was living with is someone that we were family friends with, and she also moved out from her sister's place. We were basically in the same situation, so we were relating. We related. Our situations were relating with each other. So this girl moved out from her sister's place. This girl moved out from her sister's place, and she started living with people who she became friends with. So they basically became my friends as well. But I was closest to her, so I'm not gonna disclose the real names. I'll give them different names. So this person who I was family friends with, I'll call her Cleo, okay? And then the other two who I just started to know, the other two who I started getting to know, I'll call them Sylvia and Sarah. These are just names that are coming up on the top of my head. Yeah, so Cleo was my closest friend in family, right? They are all cool people, trust me. And I don't even blame the other two, Sylvia and Sarah, for what they did, because we didn't get to know each other as much as I knew Cleo. Perhaps that's why this happened. Yeah, so trust me, living there was peaceful. We never ever argued. Never arguing is not a red flag to me, because I'm sure there were in some ways that we actually used to like have misunderstandings, but we easily used to resolve them in the shortest time. And the easiest way to resolve a misunderstanding is not you like sitting down and discussing like, no, you did this to me, then you resolve it. The best way that I actually find uh resolving a misunderstanding, the best way is when you just like, if, for example, if you are giving each other a cold shoulder and you just start talking from nowhere and you start joking and that thing is gone like nothing even happened. But not that you've let it go, but that's just the way you resolve the issue, right? I feel like that's the way we used to resolve our issues, and that's how we managed to live with each other. We basically just understood each other. Like, our personalities, we were all loud people. Fast forward, what happened is I asked for Sarah's phone, right? Because I didn't have minutes in my phone and I needed to talk to somebody. So I don't know if I can say I have bad manners. Okay, it wasn't bad manners, but I decided to call the person I wanted to call. The call wasn't going through. I mean, the person wasn't picking, so I went to the messages because I wanted to send them a message. So I go to the messages, and as I open the messages, I see. Oh, by the way, Sylvia and Sarah were sisters. Like, they were siblings, related, like blood related sisters. Okay. So I see a conversation between Sarah and Sylvia, and I see my name, and I'm like, okay, do you think that was like me having bad manners? The fact that I opened the conversation? Or do you think it saved me? Or do you think I was being nosy? I feel like, anyways, I saw my name and I was curious. I was like, I gotta see this. So I opened the conversation between Sarah and Sylvia, the two sisters. And so what happened is, when I started living with these people, I was looking for work, right? I actually found work, but it wasn't paying much. And the badness is, this person wasn't even paying me. So how was I going to move out on my own? You get? So now the messages were saying, like, cut, didn't even contribute. And trust me, I actually used to contribute. Like, each time I had a little bit of money, I would contribute. Contributing is not like buying the whole world. Sometimes contributing is in the smallest ways. It can be you doing chores if you're not contributing financially, right? And we all used to do chores anyways. But each time I had a little bit of money, maybe they just didn't know that I'm the one who bought some of those things we were using. Me and my closest friend Cleo would go out and buy relish or whatever was needed at home. And perhaps they didn't know. Perhaps they thought it was Cleo doing those things and not me. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm not the type who likes to tell somebody, like, I just did this and I did this. If I've done something, then I've done it. I'm not going to go around announcing, like, oh yeah, you guys, I've bought this, I've bought this. But now, looking at the way they were behaving, I felt like they were the kinds who you needed to tell, like, oh yeah, you guys, I bought relish and I did what. So anyways, they were saying I wasn't contributing. And one of the messages I remember clearly was saying she can't even buy the simplest thing and the smallest thing, like cooking oil. So I felt bad about it, because here we were, like, living happily. We're always happy, guys. We're always laughing, trust me. There was never a day, there are times when you've lived with somebody, and there are just those times when there are moments, like, when you're moody, the other person is moody, and you're having, like, these sad moments or moody moments or cold shoulder kind of moments. We never ever had those moments. We're always laughing, trust me. Always joking around, always laughing, always. Yeah, so here I was reading the messages and I was like, really, this is what goes on? Like, I thought we're all cool, like, we're all good, but why? So I felt really bad about it. In looking at the smallest contributions I used to do, I felt like I wasn't doing anything, and I felt like they felt I was getting paid. Oh, because there was also a message saying, I actually think she's lying. She gets paid and she doesn't just want to contribute. So I felt bad about it, and I called my closest friend Cleo, and I told her to say, I'm actually considering looking for another. I'm actually considering moving out. I pray that I find, like, work elsewhere if I want. I feel like I'm not going to have a choice but ask, because at the time I was dating somebody. I was like, I'm gonna ask my boyfriend, like, to start paying for me, because okay, the relationship I had with the boyfriend I was seeing at the time, the family knew me, and because I actually asked his sister if I could stay with her, and she agreed. So I was like, I'm not gonna have a choice. I'm gonna maybe go to my boyfriend's sister's place, or I'm gonna ask his sister to start paying for me somewhere until I can find work. That's what I told her. And then she was like, where is this coming from? So I was like, I just feel like my my contributions here, the smallest contributions, are not being appreciated. And she was like, no, just tell me what's going on. Did you argue with somebody here or something? Then I just opened up to her and I told her I found messages. I didn't mean to open, but I just opened because I saw my name. So I told her about the messages, and then I told her, because I didn't want her to think I was lying. So I told her, I feel like you should ask for Sarah's phone, like, you want to use it, and just go to the conversation so that you can, like, see it for yourself. I didn't want to be labeled as a liar. So that's what Cleo did. She read through the messages. Now the badness is, Cleo just didn't read my messages. She decided to read their whole conversation, and she actually found that these two sisters were actually talking about her, like, saying worse things than they were saying about me. She read that and she got upset and disappointed. Not that she confronted them, she didn't. I actually told her, don't confront them. I just thought I let it go. Let's just let it go. Like, let's just act like everything is fine and let it go. And let's just continue like living with them until whenever we can manage like to move out on our own. So that's what I advised Cleo. And that's what I told myself. I was like, well, in spite of me being disappointed in what I have just found out, I feel like I shouldn't, like let them know that I know what they talk about, and confronting them about it, and maybe hating them, keeping a grudge or cutting them off. I didn't do any of that because uh I actually like said caring for these people. They were practically family to me, just like Cleo was. Cleo, me, the kind of person I am, sometimes when I am sad or upset or disappointed, you wouldn't even know that I am, because I don't want you to read my emotions. Usually if someone reads my emotions, then it's just actually gotten to me. But then for Cleo, it was different. Like, she just shut down, and Cleo was like the most noisy person and the most talkative and the most fun and the most funny. And then here is someone, she just shuts down, she's quiet, and her facial expressions just change. And I told her, like, just try to lighten up your mood so that they don't notice. But they ended up noticing, and they asked, like, guys, what's going on? And I just told them, like, no, she just had a bad day at work. So, and we usually used to have bad days, guys. Sometimes we wouldn't even eat, but we never ever like had such moods like where somebody's sad. So they were like, that's weird, like Cleo wouldn't, she would never. So I just told them, like, no, just give her some time, she'll obviously like get over it and cool down. So that was the reason. So that's the reason why I don't make friends anymore. Right now I have just maintained my old circle from high school, from university. If I can mention a new friend that I have right now, if I have a new friend right now, trust me, we're not as close. I'm not as close to them as I am to my old circle. So I just decided to myself to say, I'm not gonna be making friends any longer because of that. Because to me, what that taught me, that incident taught me to say, it just taught me to say, people are hypocritical. Like, you be all around each other laughing. The kind of person I am not hypocritical. Like, I'm not good at pretending. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm laughing with you, then on the other side I'm talking about you. I'm not that kind of a person. So I'm not strong enough as well to put myself in that kind of spot. So I decided I'm not gonna be making any more friends. So because that was like 2017. So when I finally got a job in 2018, starting from 2018 till now, I'm not the kind of person who makes new friends and we remain tight like that. We don't. Actually, when I make a friend, it's just more of a mate. Like, we'll just be joking with each other. Quite alright, yeah, we can hang out. You can even come over to my place and sleep over. I can sleep over at your place, but I just don't make them as close as my old circle. I don't do that. Sometimes I could even like go quiet on you because I'm just like I'm just drained. I'm just like drained. I'm like, I'll just go quiet on you sometimes, and you'll be like, oh, you don't talk anymore. Should we hang out? And I'll just be there giving you excuses. Like, I'll let you know. So yeah, that's the main reason I don't make friends anymore. Like, I'm just not strong enough to make myself go through that. Like, here we are when we're together, we're all happy, laughing and all that and joking, and then behind my back you are saying shit. Or yeah, let's just go, you're saying shit, you're saying false things about me. I'm not strong enough. Like I am not strong enough to make myself go through such kind of hurt. Like, oh my god, I thought Mary was my close friend. How could she do this to me? I'm not strong enough to go through that kind of hurt. Because, okay, so I remember 2018 when I actually made a new friend and we became close. I actually cut this person off after I found out that they weren't just as honest. They weren't honest anyway. Like, I just cut them off, and this is the kind of person I am right now. So I wondered to myself, like, is this the way I'm always going to be? Like, I'm always going to be cutting off people. So I would rather just not make any strong connection with you. I would rather we're just mates, like we're joking and all that. So that's the main reason, guys, why I don't make friends nowadays. Please drop comments on whether perhaps you went through something as similar to my situation, or why you don't make friends anymore. If you don't make friends anymore, like I don't, that's the main reason, because people are mostly hypocritical and they're not honest. And for me, the biggest quality that I always want to see in people is honesty. Okay, just be honest. Honesty, that's it. Honesty, then the rest of the qualities, come down after honesty. So that's the main reason why I don't make friends. Please like, share, comment as to why you don't make friends too, or if you had a similar situation to mine, or what thoughts you have about why I don't make friends, and if do you think it makes sense, or maybe it doesn't make sense. But I feel like it does make sense. Like, I usually put myself first, my own well-being first. Okay, I put myself first. Like, I'm not gonna put anybody before myself and make myself go through just draining things and draining myself and all that. I don't do that. Thank you for watching.